Alright, welcome back to Pokepedia. Today's entry number 1, Bulbasaur, which will also include Ivysaur and Venusaur. Remember to like if you like, and subscribe down below for more videos. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about a new idea that I've had for a Pokemon-based survival game. Similar to Ark, it's going to derive most of its characteristics from Ark, but it is going to include some aspects from the Pixelmon Minecraft mod as well. So we're going to be going over Bulbasaur. We're also going to be talking about how to capture, battle, and kill Pokemon in this game, also leveling and evolving, tips and tricks for Bulbasaur, but also looking at the biomes it spawns in. So that's basically going to be the schedule for today, and I'm going to outline my ideas for the game and also talk about how a Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Venusaur would fit in, while also talking about the Max Venusaur and the Gigantamax Venusaur as well. So of course our schedule is going to be basics and stats, capturing a Pokemon, battling Pokemon, and killing Pokemon, as well as leveling and evolving Pokemon throughout the game, tips and tricks for Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Venusaur, as well as biomes where Bulbasaurs, Ivysaurs, and Venusaurs spawn in the wild. Alright, let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to look at is the Bulbasaur basics. Obviously it is Pokemon number 1, evolution is basic, type is grass and poison, phenotype is seed, it is the seed Pokemon, it is 2 feet tall, weighs around 15 pounds. Its role is producer, and type is photosynthesizer. Because of its plant, it gets most of its energy from sunlight, so it does not need to eat other Pokemon, and that is a good thing for a survivor for looking for an easy early tame, because you don't have to feed it anything, you just have to keep it in the sunlight and moonlight to feed it. So that is very good. So the basic Bulbasaur stats, getting it from the Pokedex, it has an HP of 3, attack 3, defense 3, speed 4, special attack 3, and special defense 3. So pretty middle of the road stats. Advanced stats, so this is what's going to actually be in the game. It has a health points of base health of 30, stamina of 150, food of 300, speed 32 miles per hour. Its base attack does 17 damage. Its defense is 0 to 15%, with a special defense of 0 to 30%. This all depends on its level, with a special attack base of 51. So very middle of the road stats, but also kind of small stats because it is, a basic form Pokemon. So of course, how do you capture a Bulbasaur? First, you have to make a Pokeball. So how does a Pokeball, what is the Pokeball made of? So the top half is 2 metal ingots plus red Pokejuice. You get red Pokejuice from red Pokeberries put into a juicer. They basically are just grinded up into red Pokejuice. The bottom half is 3 metal ingots, and the button is 1 stone. So of course you need 5 metal ingots, 1 stone, and plus a red Pokejuice vial to create a Pokeball. A red Pokeball, a normal one. Other Pokeballs have other recipes. There are other different types of Pokejuices that you can use. There's different types of red Pokeberries as well, but we're not going to get into that because that's a little too complex for today. Battling versus killing. So there's a battling process and a killing process. How to battle. You throw a Pokeball to deploy a Pokemon against a wild Bulbasaur to enter a battle. In the battle, both fighters take turns attacking, using items, or fleeing. If your fighter wins, you gain one of the following loot items from battling a Bulbasaur, which is times 2 vines, times 2 to 3 plant fibers, or times 1 to times 5 Pokeberries. So you get basically either 2 vines, 2 to 3 plant fibers, and 1 to 5 Pokeberries. If you lose, your fighter faints and you take X damage, which is the base opponent's basic attack damage. So in this case, it would be a level 1 Bulbasaur do 17 base damage. So of course, how the battle works, battle rules, both creatures locked in a battle cannot be joined by other creatures once started. Battling creatures can still be attacked by carnivorous creatures, affected by natural events and disasters, as well as by other players or NPCs. You as the player need to be aware of nearby threats, as choosing moves and commands can leave you out in the open. The killing process, how to kill instead of battle. So the battling versus killing is different. So battling means that you're going to feint the creature. So the creature you're going to try and tame needs to be feinted before you can try and tame it with a Pokeball. So you do need to actually, go through a battle to tame a Pokemon. Now, of course, you can tame a Pokemon because by just knocking it out if it's a basic tame. But it's better to just battle it if you do actually have a Pokemon of your own. However, there is a killing process. So how to kill instead of battle. Only certain Pokemon can kill: carnivores, Mega Pokemon, fighting, dark, ghost, and dragon Pokemon types. When deploying an optional kill Pokemon, throw with your right hand to battle and left hand to kill. You'll be given the option beforehand, so do the left hand when you want to kill it instead of just battle it for taming. You can use weapons-based defenses to kill Pokemon in the wild. So you can craft swords and weaponry in this game, and you can use the weapons to kill Pokemon in the wild instead of just battling them. So the killing process continued. Bulbasaur killing loot options, and it has vines, plant fibers, and Pokeberries. So of course, if you want to get either of those 3 resources, it's best to go after Bulbasaur for the killing loot option. It also is a non-carnivore, because if you do lose against it, then you will be taking some damage. But since Bulbasaur is not a carnivore, it will not continue to attack you even when your Pokemon faints. It will only deal its base damage onto you, which is 17 damage, before turning back to being passive. So it is very forgiving because it is a non-carnivore. It is a photosynthesizer, and it only cares about being in the sun. So of course there's leveling and evolving in this game. XP points are gained from winning battles, healing itself with items, or mating and breeding. So that's the 3 ways you can gain XP in this game in a normal sense. Leveling up, basically every time you level up, your health, attack, speed, and defense upgrade. Your XP bar increases by a percentage as well, so it is harder to level up because every time you get a new level, it takes more XP to level up to the next level. Every 3 to 7 levels, a new move is able to be learned, so you'll be given that prompt and given the chance to either change or learn that move, because you can only have 4 moves as per usual. Every 5 levels, special attack and defense upgrade, so every time you level up 5 levels, your special attacks and special abilities will be upgraded instead of just your attack and basic defense and basic attack. And then level 30 to 40 evolves into an Ivysaur. So at level 30 or 50, between level 30 and 50, a Bulbasaur will evolve into an Ivysaur with a special evolving animation, of course. So of course, evolution, a level 30 to 50 Bulbasaur will evolve into a level of 30 to 50 Ivysaur. A level 60 to 100 Ivysaur will evolve into a Venusaur. A level 150 to 200 Venusaur will evolve into a Mega Venusaur. And a level 300 to 400 Mega Venusaur will evolve into a Giganta Max Venusaur. Stat increases are ×2 increase to all stats every time it evolves, and new moves will be able to be learned when your Pokemon evolves. So the stats will be doubled when a Bulbasaur evolves into an Ivysaur, Ivy to Vena, Vena to Mega Vena, Mega to Giganta Max Vena, as well as new moves as well. So tips and tricks for Bulbasaur as a Pokemon in general. Its passive is Overgrowth, empowers grass type moves when this Pokemon's HP is low. Photosynthesis does not need to be fed as it gains its food from the sun, so just deploy it into the sun to feed it. Bulbasaurs are good for base raids because its bulb spreads poisonous dusts upon nearby plants, so it is good to place it in a farm area because it will just poison all of your enemies' crops, and that'll be good because they need Pokeberries to make Pokemons, so poisoning their Pokeberry crops will make it so that they can't make Pokeballs. Its tricks save your special attack and defenses for when your Pokemon is low HP, so they can use their passive to add special bonuses. As you can see, their passive empowers grass type moves. If you combine that empowerment versus your special attack and defenses, which already are super empowered, it's a double empowerment bonus. And then set Bulbasaurs on wander around your crops to passively increase crop growth rate while away from the base. So basically they're both farming dinosaurs, but they can be switched to harming when base raiding to poison enemy crops. So they help your crop rates, but they poison enemy crops. And then finally, Bulbasaurs will spawn in different biomes. Of course, as you know from my Dinopedia series, spawn rates are color-coded: for blue for guaranteed to spawn, green very likely to spawn, yellow likely to spawn, orange rare few to spawn, and red for rare to spawn. So Bulbasaurs are very likely to spawn in the temperate forest, and few are able to be spawned in the coastal plains areas of the map, so do be worried about that. Ivysaurs are different. They are likely to spawn in the temperate forest, not very likely, and rare to spawn in the coastal plains area. And then the Venusaur is rare to spawn in both the temperate forest and the floral forest, the flower forest. It will not spawn on coastal plains like the other two. It is also important to note that the Mega Venusaur and Giganta Max Venusaur do not spawn in the wild. They only spawn from a wild Venusaur evolving. So the only way for a Venusaur a Mega or Gigantamax Venusaur to spawn is if a wild Venusaur evolves and gains enough levels to evolve into one of these creatures. Alright, and that's going to be the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this intro helped into trying to figure out what's going to be going on for the Pokepedia series. I'm going to try to go through all the Pokemon, try to get all the way through them. I may even do some episodes on Pal World, maybe do a Palopedia, but Pal World pretty much works as an Ark survival game at this pretty much already, so it's pretty much just trying to get Pokemon into that sort of similar survival game. I'd like to know what you guys have. I'd like to see you guys comment down below some ideas, some thoughts. Maybe you don't like the way the battling and killing thing works. Maybe you think that there should be less options, more options, or a entirely new way to do it. I'd like to hear your suggestions. Remember to like if you like, dislike if you don't, subscribe if you like it. Everyone have a blessed day as always. And of course, as always, toodaloo, Happy New Year.